This is Tiki, and she's a little feisty at the moment, so bear with me as we handle both aspects. She just wants to play. So today, I want to talk a little bit about, I've been watching some comments on some cheerleading forums and noting that some people are back in practicing, some people are practicing in a different location, some people are practicing but they won't get to compete until who knows when, and also combining that with football games that have happened in the last 2 weeks and the injuries that have occurred, because there's been some pretty big injuries that have occurred, and like a lot. I think San Francisco had like 4 people go out, and you know, these are conditioned athletes that are used to doing things. I think it's important in an off season to make sure that we stay conditioned. There's a time to build strength, there's a time to build endurance, there's a time to always work on some mobility work and make sure that things are moving correctly. And it varies depending on where you're at in the season. In cheerleading, for high school cheer, there tends to be 2 seasons, fall and winter. And so usually you can start at the end of August and you go till Thanksgiving, and then this is in Massachusetts at least, and then you'll go from just after Thanksgiving through March, mid-March. So there's about 6 months of straight on cheer, and then 6 months of off, of actual when you're able to practice with your team, etc. Usually there's about a week, maybe 2 weeks before you actually get into game scenario. Luckily for cheerleading, most of our competitions, if you start in the fall, are not until October. So you have some time to actually condition, build up, learn the skills. If we're, this is an odd year. I think that's part of what happened in the football games is like, I'm sure they were all working out. If you enjoy working out, if you're an athlete, you're gonna work out, but maybe you're not doing the same kind of training, and you're not doing the same contact, and you're not using the same cutting skills, and you're not one-on-one. And so the same thing goes with cheer, right? If we're not, if we can run through routines and we can stretch and we can jump, but if we're not doing that in the same intensity as we do in practice or like through competition season, it may set us up for risk of injury. Now, I'm not saying by any means that you should be practicing your jumps constantly year round. I do think there's a time for it. I think there's, in the off season, there's a time to actually build strength and then transition that into, as you're continuing to strength train and do different agility drills and do mobility drills, and transition that into when you get back in. And that should actually help your jumps improve. Same with tumbling. I think we always need to kind of work our body to maintain that and continue to do that and improve that. But there's ways to do that in training your body that aren't necessarily putting the same repetitive strain on there, because there's a fine line between too much work of the same thing and not enough work that our joints, our muscles, our tendons, and our ligaments all kind of stiffen up and have a bigger issue. So it's hard to necessarily judge. This is an odd year. But I encourage you, make sure you have a good routine, that you have some nurturing to your body, that you're listening to what your body's telling you, and that you are training in different planes of motion, that you're not just doing the same thing over and over again, but training your body to move in different directions in your regular training routine. And if you're in practice at this point in time, going full out and not having a competition and just doing your routine over and over and over again, you're gonna know it. You're gonna like memorize your routine like mad, but your body's probably gonna break down a little bit along the way. So take some time in between. Coaches, allow your kids to play sometimes. Maybe have structured practice and have the routine that you run through it, but you do different things in it, that you're training your body and allowing your muscles and your joints to be able to stay healthy and rest and recover and move in a different way, so when that unexpected motion happens on the mat or the playing field, your body's used to it and it's ready to recover. If you have questions about any of that, please reach out and let me know. I'm happy to, we can talk about it, how you can incorporate that through your own programs. And most of all, stay safe. Let's not take ourselves back 20 years where we're practicing on cement just so that we can practice. Keep it safe. Make sure you have your mats. Make sure that you're cleaning your mats, and make sure that you're doing it on a surface that keeps our cheerleaders safe, because that's going to keep you going forward. And when the time comes that we can get back into it, you're going to feel much better in the long run. Always, think with safety in mind first. Train your body. Allow your body to rest. One thing I've been slacking on lately is my nutrition. So make sure you're dialing in your nutrition and you're feeding your body with foods that will help to get you the energy and the mobility and the water to lubricate our joints and keep us moving, keeping that all under a good wrap. It's okay, have your cookie once in a while, but don't eat the whole batch all at once. All right, I gotta go play with Tiki so that she doesn't swat at me again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Take care.